All right, we black family. This is the Truth Hour with General Sara Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sara Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts and hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry for the family. At this time, we got 25% off. All you have to do is go to the sales tab, click that tab, boom, and all the products up under that tab is 25% off for you at this time. We got holistic herbal tonics and remedies, black seed, immunity booster, natural men tonic, extra strong now. Extra strong, family, home decor, accessories for every room in the house, living room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom. We got you. KingSeti.com, 25% off at this time. Class is now in session. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, over 900 video presentations on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, developing the black nation one lesson at a time. Advanced African academics, the complete General Sara Seti website. Get your ass in class right now. That's right. Too raw for YouTube. We are highlighting the making of the white man, library catalog. Whew, none but fire. None but fire. The only place where it could be housed. GeneralSeti.com. General Seti popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come. Too hot to handle live streams that cannot be broadcasted on YouTube, not at all. Ogun versus him, dial gatekeepers of the occult world, Patreon, General Sara Seti. And also make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sara Seti. Rock that notification bell. Make sure you highlight all notifications. Hit that subscribe button. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid. Because I will ban your ass. You're up out of there. And you're not coming back. All right, family. We going back in once again. We got to deal with the science today. Why the ancient Egyptian god Set is older than Osiris, Horus, and Amun-Ra. We're going hard now. I'm going hard. A lot of people don't like that, but I got to go hard because it is the truth, and we're going to back it up today now. We going over the science. We touched on it, a couple of days ago, but we're going to touch on it and go over it again. You know what I'm saying? To tighten up some things that, we left out. Let me get it in here. Boom. Boom. Okay. Okay. Let me get that out of here. Okay. Is that it? Yep, right here. Bingo. Bingo. Here we go. Here we go. Let me go to work. Let me go to work. Let me go to work. All right. Writing that down. Supposed to already have that in here. All right, here we go. Now, let me bring it in. Got the general. Shoot. I'm in that 10-second offense right now. You see? All right. Why the Egyptian god Set is older than Osiris, Horus, and Amun-Ra. And so we got to deal with some things because we've been told that Set was somehow some evil deity. And just like, why is it? Even with Naga, we always get turned back. And, you get this one expression. You don't get the other expression. They just want you to go down one lane. Why they want you to go down there with one lane? Because it's going to open up chambers and portals they don't want you to open up. Now, when you talk about Tasetti, you see, which is one of the names of Nubia, that was always an indicator to me. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, why would the Nubians? And then you got other kings that they don't even show you. I mean, they got major kings in ancient Egypt with Set in their name. You see, all not just no one or two or three or four. You got many royalty with Set in their name. Nobody highlights it. It is unbelievable to me that our ancestors would name themselves after someone who was deemed to be evil. You see? And then I started digging and I found out that that just wasn't so. And so when you're looking at the nomes of ancient Egypt, now you can look that up, Nome, the nomes. You see, a nome is a district. Okay, just like a county. If you got you in the state and you got a county, the different counties in your state. So the nomes are different counties within the Egyptian empire, within the Egyptian nation. Okay, and at this time, it's not even Egypt. So I want to make it clear to you. When you look it to the left and you got 22 nomes of what they call Upper Egypt. You see, and then you got 20 to the right of Lower Egypt. Now, just like Dr. Chancellor Williams taught us, there is no Egypt until Memphis, because Memphis was the first capital of Egypt. So there is no Egypt before Memphis. So when you look at all of the nomes south of Memphis, that's Ethiopia. That's Tasetti. You understand what I'm saying? That's Tasetti. You see, Egypt was actually Memphis, down north. I mean, down north. So anything north of Memphis was Egypt. Okay, and I'm not talking about Memphis down there in Tennessee. I'm talking about Memphis right over here. And some of you niggas say, what does this nigga say? Memphis? No, we talking about Memphis, Egypt. Okay? And so it's got to be clear. You see? And so again, the very first nome, the very first district is Tasetti. And we got to be clear about that. And so again, we showing you here Memphis, and then you seeing Tasetti right there where you looking, you see the Colombo, and you seeing Aswan. Many of y'all who ever been to Egypt, you understand how beautiful Aswan is. In Aswan, you got the temple of Philae, which is sacred to Isis, Set. You have the Calabashia temple, which is another beautiful temple, where you see many of the Nubian temples. You got the Colombo temple. You see what I'm saying? Which Sobek, and which is sacred to Sobek, and Horus, which is another form of Horus. You see what I'm saying? But in Colombo, the ancient city of Colombo that existed before the one that even we see this is ancient. But it was, many of these cities are sitting on top of earlier settlements. And so the people continue to build on top. And so you can, if you dig deeper, you will find remnants of the earlier city that was there. That city was sacred to Set, Colombo. You see, now a lot of people don't understand that Sobek, which is the crocodile, was considered to be the son of Set. You see, and so he was, an expression of Set. You see, and so even Taret, you see what I'm saying, who was the hippopotamus goddess. She was considered to be the wife of Set. You see, in many other mythologies, she was considered to be the wife of Set. And so we see many of these, again, we showing you Tasetti. You see the first district. And then in one of the other maps, I'm going to break this down to you. What that other map? Is that? No, that's not the one. What that other map? Did I drop it in? I dropped it in. I just got to find where I dropped it at. Is that it? No. That's not the one. It must be closer to the top. Here you go, right here. right here. Now we down in Nubia. You see where it say Set Jew? You see Set Jew? You see the Medjay? The Medjay? There ain't no J's in no damn ancient, and I don't want to use the other word, so we'll keep the J in there. Medjay. You see what I'm saying? And so you see right there, Set Jew, which was a district of Cush. You see, Set Jew. We're not talking about these things. You see, we got to, but why is it? Because we see that it relates to the earlier civilizations in Nubia. That this was the primal god before many of the gods that you see that rise up in Egypt, including Horus, including Amen. We hold them sacred, but they came later. They came later than Set. They're just the facts. You see, Amen gained precedence during, starting in the Middle Kingdom, but he gained supremacy in the New Kingdom. You see, much later. So we're talking about pre-dynastic Egypt. You see, we're talking about pre-dynastic Egypt. Now, this is very, as I was doing my research, in this one expression right here, I had to bring this one out where it shows Set putting the Ankh up to Horus. And up under it, you know what it read? Set giving life to Horus. You see, you can see him right there. You understand? With the Ankh. You see him right there with the Ankh, giving it to Horus. Set giving life to Horus. That's exactly how it read. Now, this one, you see here where they are almost twins. You see Set, master of the south, and Horus, master of the north. So Set was synonymous with the south. And that's what they don't want you to make the connection with. They want to make it seem like the Egyptians is separate from the Nubians. Yeah, it was some warring going on. Shit, there's some wars going on in Europe right now. The goddamn Russian and the Ukrainian, both of them are Russians. Do you understand that? Matter of fact, Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine, was the first Russia, is considered the mother Rus. You see, that's where the Russian came out of. They came out of Ukraine. You see, that was the first Russian kingdom was Kiev. You see? And so the Russian, they did actually the same damn people, but they warring. You see, they warring right now, ready to drop nuclear bombs on fucking one another. So that don't mean nothing because peoples is warring that they not the same people. Shit, it's they fighting for supremacy. You see? And so again, this is the one right here. It is right here. Let me blow this up for y'all so you can see it. What does it say? It says, Set giving life to Tutmos the first as Horus. So the Horus is, the falcon is actually Tutmosis the first. And it says Set giving life to Tutmosis the first. Now, why would this king who's the divine king to sit over Egypt, and he will allow an evil, and plus he got the Ankh in his hand. And see, these is supposed to be teachers out here. They supposed to really know ancient Egypt, and and anybody who knows the basics understanding of the symbols can see that don't look like somebody that's evil. How in the hell can something evil give something that's divine and righteous? That don't make no damn sense to me. You see? And you see right here, you see Set, and this is Amen. He's in train with Amen. He's in train with Horus, and you see the Ankhs there. Now I want y'all to focus on, and Set got the Ankhs too. He got life in his hand. You see Amen right there, got life in his hand. You see him with the wasp scepter too. And so even though you see Amen, you see he got that wasp, which is Set. You see, which is Set. And so so these are supposedly, as you see him standing there, right? And he got the glyphs up under there, say Great of Magic, Lord of the Sledge Lands. What did that mean? Upper Egypt. Upper Egypt, the south. You see son of Nu, Lord of heaven. You see great of strength. You see? And you see right there, it says, I have given to you all life and power therewith. I have given to you all health therewith. You see, and so these Set holds in his left hand the palm branch with a tadpole over a shin symbol, which he is presenting to Tutmosis III, meaning a long reign of thousands of years of life. In the other hand, he holds three arms, further emphasizing he's bestowing Tutmosis III with life. Okay, we got to break this down now. So we see, we got to see these things. You see again, you see Set right there with the Ankh. He's bringing life. This is not a see. So when we hear motherfuckers say, and you hear a motherfucker tell you that Set, it represents evil, I would run from that nigga. That let me know he don't know a fucking thing. And I mean that. I don't give a fuck who it is. That motherfucker don't know nothing because I'm showing you. And you could take any of these photos. You could look at all the symbols. And you could go take your time and do the research yourself. Look up all them symbols and find out what they mean. And you look at this deity and tell me what here relates him to something evil. You know why they may say? Because he was the primal god of the Nubians, who were the founders of ancient Egypt. And they wanted to sever the ties between the South and the North, wanted to sever the origins of the southern foundations of ancient Egypt. Okay? Now let me come out of this one. That got the serpentine on it. And they even, and I noticed that even in the astrological, Set was right there. He's in the constellation. You see him right there. And a lot of people don't understand that Set is his sister. Osiris is his brother, but Set is in, and she's the lady of the South. So you got to understand that Set is synonymous with South. They don't want you to look South. They saying, it come from outside of Africa. You look in there, they cut off, they say the Coptics, who related to the, to the Arabs and to all these outside peoples, and that they don't have no relation to the southern peoples. This is what they say. And so we got to stop this. So we understand also that the city of Set was nuked. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We shooting today. You see that Nubed is gold. And so the Nubians were the people of gold. And you notice that they say, when they talk about Nubia, they always talking about the land of the bow. The land of the bow. That's like, okay, it's the land of the bow. Is that it? Is that all? You see? The Seti don't got nothing to do with no land or no damn bow. It don't mean nothing about no bow. They had more than a bow. Okay, I want y'all to be clear about that. They had more than a bow. Okay, and so we coming down. You see Cartus of Seti the second and Seti the first. I was named after Seti it don't make a difference, but Seti the first was the premier. He was the premier king who named his son Ramesses, and Seti the first Mima'at Ra Seti Ursa Ra is Mima'at Ra Seti Ursa, I believe it's Ursa Ma'at Ra. You see, and so you see that he has Set in his name, but yet and still he built the temple of Osiris. You see, he built the temple of Osiris and named his son Ramesses. You see, and so to our African family, it was all divine, different expressions. But you see why Seti named himself Set? Because coming after that, because Seti, his father was Ramesses the first. He named his son after his father. And see, what they was coming behind was that Akhenaten bullshit. You see? And that's why I love my spiritual father, because he did some things. He was showing us how to make the corrections. You see, he was coming behind all that bullshit with Akhenaten, even Hatshepsut. And I must say that, even though she was one of the greatest queens that ever lived, she took the role of a king, which she should not have done. I don't take away none of her greatness, of any of her accomplishments, as far even, sending those, the soldiers out there to handle business, because her father taught her to do that. You see, because they was under siege. You see what I'm saying? But, she took the title of Pharaoh, which she should not have done. She should not have done that. But she did do that. She could have ruled as a queen, but she chose to rule as a king. You see, and when you do that, people in their mind, they get to asking the question, well, because she even put on a breastplate to hide the fact, because she had to play the role. You see what I'm saying? Even put on the postiche, which was the false beard. Put that on. You see, and that causes confusion. People get to asking the question, well, was she, but she wasn't. Because the fact is, she wasn't married to him. It was her architect, Simmut. That's who she had her daughter by. You see what I'm saying? So she was in a relationship with a man. She didn't marry him because he wasn't royalty. He wasn't he was a commoner. And so she dealt with him on that level. You see what I'm saying? But when it came the time of the 19th, then you had King Tut. He wasn't really, he changed it, because he had to change it, because Akhenaten had, closed the temples, and he had, banned some of the worship of some of the deities. And so under, Akhenaten just disappeared. They got tired of Akhenaten, and they don't, and basically the craft of Amun-Ra got rid of him and Nefertiti. They just disappeared. And then Tut, under the tutelage of Queen T, Empress T, changed. You see him go back to Amun, because when he first started his rule, he was Tut Akhenaten. You see, his name was Tut Akhenaten, and then he changed his name back to Amun, Tut Amun. So, but at first, when he came in the rule, it was Tut Ankh-Aten, and he changed. And so under Tut is when they went back into the veneration of Amun. But it was so much going on in there that was out of pocket, that when the 19th dynasty came, Ramesses the first, Seti the first, Ramesses the second, they was about putting Egypt back in its proper perspective. You see, so when you go to the temple of Abydos, you see where Seti the first put in there the king's list. You see the Abydos king's list, where he left Akhenaten and Hatshepsut, left both of them off. You see what I'm saying? Because they was moving out of line with the traditions. And that's why he named himself Set, because that was like, we going back to the South. You see, we got to relate. We got to, as they say, Sankofa, we got to go back and fetch. These motherfuckers then went out here. They didn't, they didn't got so powerful that they lose and, they touch with the ancestors. You see, the 18th dynasty, they became so powerful on the planet. You see what I'm saying? Ruling across all the continent. And they lose, when you get so damn high up and shit, they begin to lose themselves and their connection to the South. You see what I'm saying? And so when Seti came along, he was like, we got to get back to our root. And that's why he named himself Set. You see, but yet it's still in love with all the deities. In love with all the deities. He named and his father was Ramesses. You see, the first, and he named him Seti. You see, that's powerful. That lets you know that all them deities were looked at as divine. You see, and I want to bring that clarity. You see, I want to bring that clarity. And so now, you see right there the Wa scepter. You see, which is the most powerful scepter in all of ancient Egypt. It is the most powerful scepter. Now, when we talk about the Temple of Karnak, the Temple of Karnak was called a pet of Sut. Okay? Now, you got to understand that Sut is still Set. The vowels is interchangeable, family. You see, the vowels is interchangeable. And really, it ain't even supposed to be no vowels in the so-called Medunetta. You see what I'm saying? And so you can place the vowels in as, you choose. You see, so it's really a pet Aset. You see, or and in Aset, you see also Set, but that was his sister. And the terminology is Lady of the South. Okay, Lady of the South. Let me come down, family, so I can keep working. And so, and it's crazy because as we, when we go into the Greek mythology, they equated, now, this just from the Greek standpoint, they equated a Set with Typhon. You see, now for whatever reason they chose that. You see, but it was a Naga. Now, people don't know that Typhon was the one that he damn near killed Zeus. You see, he put an ass whooping on Zeus. If it wasn't for if he didn't have the help, I believe Pan and I don't know if it was Mercury, Hermes, I believe it was Pan and Mercury. If they hadn't come to Zeus, because he had whooped him. He had even pulled all his tendons out his body. He couldn't even move. He had whooped him, had chained his ass up, and I believe Pan and Mercury ends up bringing, they retrieved his tendons. If you ain't got no tendons in your motherfucking body, you can't even move. You see, and so, so they equated him with a Naga. You see, but that's just for, so that you, for information. I don't give a goddamn what the Greeks think, but, that was something that was brought up. And so, again, you see that Sobek was the son of Set. A lot of people don't know that. You see? And so his wife was Taret. So that's why when you see, Sobek is a form of Set. And when you go to Colombo, that this city was an ancient city dedicated to the worship of Set. Period. Okay? Was dedicated to the worship of Set. Now, I looked it up. Now, the city was called Nubt. Nubt. And so they did the research, because they got they still got foundations, and how they dig. And so this is what it looked like. And you see the temple is to Set. It was a temple of Set there. And it was also a pyramid. And this is the foundation of you see this town south of temple of Nut, okay, which is Nubia. Okay, and you see right there, Temple of Set, Nupti. Now, that's another word that they use, Nupti. You see Nubia, okay, the land of Set. See, we learning some things today, okay? I got 5 minutes for this particular video we just dropping. The town of Naquata, and you can look that up, is located on the west bank of the Nile and Kenna, governed in ancient Egypt. It was called Nubt. The ancient Egyptian word Nubt means gold, and in the late antiquity was known as Ombos. That's where you get Colombo, okay? And thanks to archaeological researchers, the town of Naquata is known for you got all these different words, which I'm not going, dating from around 4,400 to 3,000 BC. That's long before Egypt. Here in the modern riverbed of the Nile, okay, by minor step pyramid was also found there. You see, okay, and so for now there's only, okay, boom, 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 the Quadra, sometimes as the pyramid of Ombo. So it was a pyramid there. It was a minor pyramid. I seen it, and so but and so you see here, so Beck first appeared in the Old Kingdom, was the son of Neith. Okay, according to some myths, his father was Set. Okay, his father was Set. And so as we come down here, we see when we look at the great temples that's in Tasetti, this temple right here, Abu Simbel, and his father was Seti. So you see right here, and matter of fact, Ramesses II married a Tasettian. You see, when we talk about Nefertari, you see Nefertari II, she was the daughter of the king of Nubia, okay? And she was the daughter of the king of Nubia. So you see right here, this grand temple, and I don't have the one next to it, which was dedicated to her. I'll do it the next time, you see. And so this is one of the Nubian Tasettian temples. And you see Set is in Aset, and that's actually her brother. So you see when you deal with, and it means throne. It means throne. So that means that he who comes from the south, you understand what I'm saying, is the throne. You see, this is where the lineage and the bloodline is coming from. You see, and we understand that Set is also Soot, which means black. You see, black. That's another, a terminology of the name of Set, black. You see, and once you understand that, you can go back and look at the, I say, understanding that all of these, are Africans. They are black. Divinity. Black is divine in ancient Egypt and Nubia. And then we talk about the Anu. We went over that, which was the little Twa, and they found a tile at Abydos. You see what I'm saying? The temple of Abydos. And they called this guy Lord Terranetta, and that's that little Twa right there. He just like Bess, the little Twa. You see him right there, and you understand, found by Flinders Petrie, who was a thieving ass British so-called Egyptologist. He was not an Egyptologist. There are no European Egyptologists, but even to the extent, of what they call the Egyptologist, he never went to school or nothing. He was just a grave robber, and they bestowed upon him a degree. He never went to no school for no type of training. And no damn, he was a pure grave robber, and he robbed so many damn graves until he built up a methodology on how to rob graves. You see what I'm saying? And so you see right there the Terranetta, pre-dynastic. You see tile that was found in Abydos, and they were worshipers of Set. They were worshipers of Set. Okay? They were worshipers of Set. Breaking it down so you understand in the best, Ptah, you see all in alignment. They was worshiping Ptah. They was worshiping Set. They were worshiping Best. You see, these are the earlier deities. They before Osiris. They before Horus and Amen. You see, they before that, a new cat. And so once you see that Anu, you already know you talking about the Twa. You talking about the earlier founders of ancient Egypt. And so also Khnum is in league with the Tasettians. And lastly, I'm going to deal with this one, Seti, son of Horus. You see, which when you talk about the four sons of Horus, the grandsons of Osiris, you see right there, Seti, the human-headed god representing the south, whose jar contained the liver and was protected by Aset. Ain't that something? You see how them sets stick together? And so, family, I wanted to touch on that, and I'm gonna continue to touch on it because I got a lot more. You know, I'm just pulling out the scrolls and we tightening it up. We tighten it up. You see what I'm saying? And we gonna continue to go. You ain't never heard nobody talking about this. And don't say you have. You ain't never heard nobody tell you nothing about no set you see on this level. So know where you got it from, know where you're going to continue to get it from. I'm coming right back for the last one for the night, family. The last one for the night. You hear me? We dealing with how the Japanese have stolen ancient Egyptian culture and yet hate black people. How you going to do that? And I'm going to show you directly, and it's going to shock the mind, how they've been stealing our culture, yet they talk about us. We got to deal with them. Family, I'll be right back. This is the General Sara Suten saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power. I see you right there. You say Dr. Oba Tashaka. That's right. You see that? You see that? There's some, you see, somebody know. All right, black power.